Hey guys, this is Coach TJ from CrossFit Invictus, here today to help you with your overhead position. So on our performance track, we have some push press coming up, and I've seen in my classes, athletes having difficulty holding an overhead position while maintaining a ribs down. So we're gonna give you 3 drills right now to 1, warm up the shoulders and assess where you're at. 2, passively stretch and try to open up that space. And then 3, the third one will be to actively open up that space. So the first one is going to be a double arm shoulder car. The shoulder cars are controlled articular rotations. We're going to start with judo chopped hands. We're going to roll our shoulders back and down. My ribs are pulled down, my tail is tucked, and then I'm going to lift up. Here, I'm trying to mimic that overhead position. I want to feel the difference between shrug shoulders and set shoulders. So I'll usually have my athletes shrug and then set so they can feel the difference there. What I want is to be able to pull both arms back to at least my ears from this active position. So I find that when I assess people, sometimes they can only pull to here, or when they go to pull back further, they end up shrugging or leaning to compensate. So that's the first piece. We'll pull ourselves open as much as we can, making sure that we can keep our tail tucked and our ribs down. When we hit that end range, we're going to start to internally rotate. That looks like I'm turning my palms out to the side, but I'm getting bicep to rotate as well. I'm going to keep internally rotating all the way around until I finish with my pinkies forward and my palms out. And I'm going to work my way back, leading with extension, right? So palms are still facing out. I try to unwind the shoulder, not shrugging as I go. I'm still backing down, and I make my way through. I would do that for 2 to 3 really controlled reps each time, focusing on how far I can pull back actively, ribs down, butt squeeze without shrugging here. One more rep. Once I've warmed up and I feel like, okay, I've assessed where I'm at, I'm gonna take a green band and I'm gonna passively stretch. One hand through each loop, and then grab on. I even like to put a finger over a thumb, kind of like a hook grip, so that I don't have to tax my grip and I can just passively hang out here. So same thing here. I'm looking to open up my overhead position, but now I can just relax into this piece. So here, can I breathe really is my test. Am I in a position now where I feel so extended and so stretched that I can't take a full breath? Ideally, no. Ideally that I can still tuck my tail and pull my ribs down. I'm going to cue you up on the breathing here. We're going to inhale passively. We're going to exhale actively. As I exhale, trying to force every last bit of air out and try to get my ribs to sit down closer to my hips, trying to reinforce that good overhead position. So I'll spend about 2 minutes here, passively inhaling, actively exhaling. Okay, once that 2 minutes is up, I'll come on out. One more piece. This time it'll be an active drill to work on that shoulder flexion. Okay, so we're setting up for our active piece of this drill. It's designed to improve shoulder flexion. So similar to how I started this piece with the shoulder cars, I'm gonna get set up. My forehead is gonna rest on my fist, and I'm gonna try to set the shoulder, feeling the difference between a shrugged position and a set position. You'll see me do that a couple of times to make sure I'm in a good position, and then I'm gonna try to lift my arm up without shrugging my shoulder. So check it out. I'm gonna reach away, set the shoulder, reach away, set the shoulder, and then from here, with that shoulder set, I'm gonna try to lift as high as I can. I'm gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna slowly lower back down. If I felt, for example, like if I went totally vertical and I can feel myself like I'm gonna shrug in this position. If that happens to you, I'd like you to go wider with that arm. It's usually easier to set the scap here in a wider position, lift and hold, and get the right stuff to fire. The difference would be this is correct as opposed to shrugging and coming from that upper trap. So if you can't get that to work, go a little bit wider. You might find it easier to activate there. And you're gonna do 5-second holds just like the one that I did, making sure that the elbow doesn't bend and the shoulder doesn't shrug. You can also do these double armed, same idea, but I would work one arm at a time to start. From here, we're gonna tie it all together, our passive stretch, our active piece with our shoulder cars again. So we'll reassess now. Okay, did I make some more space? Did the work that I put in actually do anything to improve? But also, if it did improve one of my positions, I want to reinforce that and kind of upload that information to my brain by allowing my body to feel the new space. So I'll just go from here, from that kneeling position. I can do those double arm shoulder cars. The tail is tucked, my rib cage is pulled down. Come out to a Y. I can actually feel a difference on my right side. Even just after one rep, I feel like I can pull back a bit further on this one than I can on this one. I then internally rotate, I make my way around, and I make my way back. So a little triplet there to help improve your overhead position, your pressing, and your lockout, and your push presses, push jerks, etc. Takes about 5 to 10 minutes. Do it maybe 3 times a week if you're struggling with shoulder mobility. And absolutely before your shoulder workout day, you could use these as a warm-up as well. Thanks for watching.